And welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the Dallas Mavericks episode. And we do not have a guest for this episode, but that's all right. The five of us will hold down the fort. And I don't think I have any other housekeeping for this episode, so we can just move right in. Drew, who is your starting point guard for the Dallas Mavericks all-time starting five?
Luka Doncic.
Oh, Luka, yeah. Well, I mean, Luka is on my team, but he's not my point guard.
Same with me.
Same here.
Yeah. So Luka's in, just we have to debate where.
Yeah.
So one name.
I have Luka at the 2.
I do as well.
Yeah.
Wade, where do you have him?
2.
2. Okay.
I hadn't really made up my mind on which one I wanted at 2 or 3, but they both are interchangeable, so it don't matter.
Yeah. I just put him there instead of Small because I thought he was I thought he was a better ball handler, so it made more sense, but I mean it doesn't really matter, you're right.
But all right. Go ahead, sorry.
So what you got about Luka there, Drew?
Oh, well, he's this year right now he's averaging 33, 8 and 8. And I think for his career he's averaging like 27 and
27, 8 and 8.
yeah, I didn't know if it was 8 and 8 for his whole career, but yeah, I mean, obviously if he keeps playing like this, his numbers will come up a little bit, but then towards the end of his career they'll come back down. He's been an All-Star 4 times?
4 out of 5 years.
Yeah. All-NBA 3 times. He'll probably get another one this year.
He's also Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and he made his first Western Conference Finals appearance last year. Has a chance to make another one this year after they got Kyrie. We'll see how that works out with him. So far in his career, he's been somewhat durable. I mean, I think he's had a little injuries here and there, but nothing like whole season worth missing.
Yeah, he gets nicked up, but doesn't ever seem to be anything too serious.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think for a franchise like Dallas, they've been around for a while, but I think he's like one of their big stars. I think he's, besides Dirk, I think a lot of people probably think of Luka as probably the second player in Mavericks.
Probably, honestly.
Probably, yeah.
It's kind of sad, but I mean, it's probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Dirk is obviously the first guy that I think
Yes.
comes to everybody's mind when it comes to Dallas,
Yeah.
but after that, I think Luka at least has a strong argument.
I mean, in Dallas's franchise, they really only had 2 guys that were like elite all-time players in their entire history, and it's Luka and Dirk. I mean, Luka's already, in the year 4 or 5, one of the top 2 or 3 players in the league. I mean, that's pretty rare for a franchise like Dallas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm not thinking of somebody off the top of my head, but I would assume that Luka will be the player that makes a team that has the least amount of games played in the league. I mean, he's only in his 5th season in the league, and he's on an all-time team. Like, I can't think of anybody else we would put on a team that's only been in the league 5 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even think of the top of my head.
I could easily be forgetting somebody.
Yeah.
But we haven't done that yet, have we?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh, this off the top of my head. Is Anthony Edwards already the greatest Timberwolves shooting guard? Am I wrong though? Who else would it be?
Wally Zerbiak.
That's my point exactly. Anthony Edwards might make a list.
Wiggins.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. He could both. So that popped in my head. I really wanted to say it.
I didn't even think about that.
He's in what, year 3, 2,
3 or
3? I think it's
3.
3.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, I think that's enough about Luka. Luka is, pretty dominant right now. All right, Wade. Who's your point guard?
I think you can go in multiple different directions with this. I think this team's going to suck on defense no matter who we really choose.
You're probably right.
I decided the guy on offense I like the most is Steve Nash.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else?
Didn't have him.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
I could see where we have a decent amount of point guards make this team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I mean, I mainly debated between him and Kidd. I really could go either way. I went with Nash just because he's a much more efficient offensive player. This is going to be a this is going to be an offensive team through and through. I mean, Kidd is a much better defender than Nash, but I mean, Nash is just one of the most efficient point guards in NBA history as far as scoring, and obviously he became a phenomenal facilitator once he got into his prime, and that prime did start with Dallas before he went to Phoenix and got some MVPs. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know how many.
I think he had a couple All-Star appearances in Dallas before he goes to Phoenix and really takes off.
He has 8 All-Star appearances. I don't know where they came, though. He played 10 years in Phoenix, 6 years in Dallas.
He had 2 All-Stars in Dallas.
Oh, yeah, it does say right there. Sorry, yeah, you're right. A couple All-Star appearances. And they had to... Before he left Dallas, he and Dirk had 1 year where they were really, really good.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, Mark Cuban decided he didn't want Nash anymore and refused to re-sign him.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So I'm not really sure how that worked.
Yeah, and it wasn't just that. It was Nash, or Dirk was Nash's best friend, too.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal when Nash left Dallas. I think Dirk was pretty upset by it. Nash was upset by it. It was a big deal.
Yeah, I saw in an interview, like it was last season, that Dirk said if it wasn't for Steve Nash, his rookie season, he would have went home.
Yeah. Because Nash,
I remember hearing about that.
Nash took him under his wing.
It would would sit in his, if he wasn't at practice or at a game, he would just sit in his apartment and sulk because he wasn't getting playing time. He was getting beat up in practice, not like beat up in a fight once, but like
from Germany.
Getting schooled in practice, and like Nash would like just show up at his house and be like, "We're going out," and he'd be like, "No, I don't want to," and he'd be like, "I didn't ask. We're going out," like, and make him go out and do stuff, even if it was just like go out to eat or whatever.
Yeah, just to
They were
get more comfortable.
And I think I've heard Mark Cuban say in the past couple of years, and it was something I watched either about Dirk or about the Mavericks, or maybe it was Steve Nash, but I think Cuban said something on the lines of, like, one of the biggest regrets of his career was letting Steve Nash go, which obviously he won 2 MVPs right after he left. But, so yeah, regrettable situation, but obviously he does leave.
Yep.
Right there in his prime.
Indeed. All right, well, Uncle Doug, who's your starting point guard?
Jason Kidd.
I figured.
He didn't make my team, though.
Oh, okay.
So just me and Doug on Jason Kidd?
Yeah, looks like
Oh,
it.
man.
Wow.
I forgot Drew had Luka.
I got Luka.
Yeah, well, Wade kind of talked about why I put Jason on was for the defense.
Yeah.
9 times all D. Obviously, not all his all D were with Dallas, but still averaged 10.5, 5.5, and 8.5. He was with the Mavericks and kind of ran and controlled the team. I prefer Kidd to Nash, so that's why I went that direction.
Oh,
Well,
I agree. As far as their overall
you're
rankings.
saying it wrong, Uncle Doug.
Uh-oh.
It is not Jason. Jason Kidd didn't play for the Mavericks. Asen Kidd played for the Mavericks.
Because he didn't have a J
Because
yet?
he didn't have a J.
Yeah.
He did suck ass at shooting at the end of his career. He was bad.
Yeah.
He was real bad.
This is his first few years in Dallas. This is from the field, not from 3. From the field, 38%, 38%, 40%, 36%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really bad shooting from the field.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah, that was by far his biggest downfall when he came in, but
I
I
mean,
will admit he does have Nash as the all-around player.
absolutely.
I mean, obviously defensively, and Kidd is a phenomenal rebounding point guard. So he does have Nash on those areas. I was up in the air about either one of them. So
I went back and forth.
Yeah.
Well, and there's another one, too, that I threw in there.
Well,
Might
he
continue.
might
Yeah.
get brought up right now.
Yeah,
So.
maybe coming. So
All right.
Spit him out, Alex.
Let's see who it is.
My starting point guard is Derek Harper.
that's the other one I was
Yeah,
looking
that's
at.
Yeah.
Who played 12 seasons in Dallas, averaging 14 points and 6 assists. He was a pretty decent efficiency. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word there. He shot 47% from the field, 34 from 3, which playing in the 80s is pretty decent, and 75% from the free throw line. So, yeah, I liked Harper. He was also a good defender. He made multiple all-defensive teams. So, he doesn't have the MVPs or assist titles that some of those other guys do, but he's a long-time Maverick and
Well,
put up some pretty decent numbers.
the other Mavericks point guards that we mentioned, none of them have gotten MVPs in Dallas. So, I mean, it's not like
you're right. Yeah,
it's not like we're putting him against not like you're putting him up against Steve Nash, who won 2.
right.
So he got his in Phoenix. At least
Yeah.
you're not. It's not.
That's a true story. By the way, I also considered putting Blackman at this position as well.
Blackman was good.
And like Kidd, Harper is a little bit bigger. Helps you. Yeah, he's 6'4". He's not 6 foot or 6'1" like some of the smaller point guards we've had in the past. We were worried about them holding up defensively. But Wade did have a point. This team's probably not going to be good defensively no matter who we put. So, yeah, I mean, no matter who we put a point guard, I mean.
Your two best players are Luka and Dirk. You're not playing fucking defense.
I mean, you all could surprise me, but I think most of us will have the same small forward, and he didn't play defense either.
Correct.
So.
Correct. This is correct.
So.
And
This team's going to try and outscore folks.
And this franchise is very weak at center.
Yes.
So
yes, they are.
they're not going to have we'll get to it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have four point guards to choose from.
Yeah.
Well, 4 of us have Luka at shooting guard. So, Drew, who's your shooting guard?
My shooting guard is Michael Finley.
Oh, I like Michael
He was
Finley.
good.
Michael Finley's my small forward.
Nice.
I would say he's 6'7", 215 at shooting guard. So we got a little height there, but
At the end of his career, I bet he was like 240.
Yeah.
He got big.
We know how Basketball Reference is.
I'll be honest. I didn't do it because I thought it might be a little stretching the rules a little too far, but I considered putting him at point guard.
Finley?
Or doing some sort of shuffling and sticking him in and moving someone else down to point guard, but I thought about it. But I was looking at it, and he wasn't really a huge ball handler, and he was like 6'7", so I was like, maybe it's too
Let's
unrealistic.
You just played him at the 2 and put Luka at the 1.
Yeah. I thought of many
It's
different
what I
options,
did.
but could've.
I would say so. I mean, he averaged almost 19.8, so almost 20, 5 rebounds, almost 4 assists. He averaged a steal and almost half a block with his time in Dallas. So
He was a good
I mean-
two-way player, I believe.
Who did he win in 2007?
Spurs.
The Spurs. Okay, I was about to say, who did he win a championship with?
Yeah, that was later in his career.
Yeah, I was like, it wasn't Dallas.
Yeah. He was with Dallas for a
9
decent amount of time.
9 years, yeah. So yeah,
He was one of those guys, like, trying to think of, like, someone. Do you remember him very much?
a little bit, not a
He's
huge
kind of
amount.
like, how would you compare him? Do you remember, like, Rip Hamilton?
Yeah.
Played good defense. It was
That's a good
automatic
comparison.
18 points every night. That was Michael Finley.
Their games weren't the same, but yeah, like
Their production
the
was.
production, yeah.
Good defense, and we're going to get you a good 15 to 20 points at
Mhm.
night in, night out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they could shoot.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good one, Wade. All right. Well, you have anything else to add on all Michael Finley?
No, I just thought with all the scoring, he could still score, and then he could play a little defense too. From at least maybe try. And at
They're
six,
just trying to get up and down.
That's right.
Up and down.
maybe if we need to get a stop at the end of the game, maybe old Finley can get her done. But but yeah,
All right. Well, that is all the shooting guards then. So now we go to small forward, where we already have Rays. So Wade, who's your small forward?
Aguirre.
Mine too.
I have Aguirre on my team, but not a small forward.
Oh, okay. I didn't see
Yeah.
that. I didn't see that coming.
yeah, Aguirre's by small forward.
Okay. Interesting.
So I got 2 small forward, and then
No, there's 3 of us.
I almost pulled a similar move, Uncle Doug.
Yeah, I have him at power forward. Right?
I was going to pull a similar maneuver with a different player, but I backed out of that one too.
Yeah, I've got a strange team here.
Yeah.
Well, Wade, what do you got to say about old Mark Aguirre?
I mean, out of all honesty, the only thing you really need to know about him, I mean, he got the ball in the basket, and that's what he did night in, night out, and that's all he did. He didn't make people better. He didn't play defense, but he scored the ball.
Yeah.
That's what he did. And he was really good at it, and he was one of the best scorers of his generation.
And he was fairly efficient at it.
Yeah.
Made 3 All-Star teams and made 3 All-Star teams while with Dallas. He won 2 championships, not with Dallas.
Were those the Pistons teams?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
But 24 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists on 49% shooting in Dallas. Not an outside shooter, Some of that may be the time period.
Yeah. Did he never win a scoring title?
Nope.
Gotcha. He got pretty up there a few seasons, didn't he?
His highest number was 29.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought he had some pretty high seasons.
1983, 84.
Well, he's probably playing at the same time as I'm having a brain
English
fart.
and Wilkins
English too.
and Michael.
Our boy from the original
Dantley.
Dantley.
And Dantley would have been in the league at that
Yeah.
time too. Yeah.
Because they both.
Because that was the move with the Pistons.
Yeah.
Isaiah wanted Dantley out and Aguirre in.
Yeah.
Aguirre was from Chicago. From Chicago. Yeah.
It's all right. We all do it.
Yep. All right. Well. So, do we have any small forwards left? Yeah, we need somebody else. Uncle Doug has a small forward left. Yes.
Rolando Blackman.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I said I considered putting Blackman on my team. So.
Yep, I wanted to get Rolando in there someplace, and I thought, well, I was going to put Luke at shooting guard. I put Rolando at small forward. I had to have Aguirre in there, so. But yeah, Rolando averaged like 19 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Spent 11 years with the Mavericks. He was 1 or 2 in most categories in Dallas when he retired. He was, back in the day, that's one of the people you thought of when you thought of the Dallas. Pre-Dirk, his Rolando was there for quite a while.
Yep. Another guy that scored a decent amount, but he did it efficiently. He's almost 50%. He's at 49.7%. Sorry, I'm struggling to speak today.
What was he like the only thing I don't really know about him, what was he like defensively? I never watched him play.
I don't think he was outstanding, but and again, I think he played more shooting guard than small forward. So
Gotcha.
I don't know how much of a stretch it would be for him to guard small forwards, but
He's 6'6".
yeah.
Probably just depends on who you get matched up with.
They have him listed at 190 though. So he may
Well,
get pushed
who knows?
around.
He
but
was a little
Right
thin, yeah. But you figure if you got Luka, Blackman, and Aguirre, you're putting up 26, 25, and 20.
And Dirk's coming.
And Dirk's coming.
Yeah.
We're going to score some baskets, but we ain't going to play much defense.
All right. Well, that's all of our small forwards now, correct? And we now already have Uncle Doug's power forward. So Ray, who's your power forward?
Dirk.
He's mine as well.
He's mine.
Dirkie's mine.
Dirk's my center.
Oh, wow.
I assumed when he wasn't your power forward, I was like, you didn't leave Dirk off your team.
Here's what I thought about Uncle Doug since you announced your lineup. I considered having Luka and Aguirre and who am I missing? Someone else up there, and then I was going to have Dirk at the 5, and I was going to put Jamal Mashburn at the 4. I considered that one.
Okay.
I was going to think all offense.
Well, Ray, you got anything to tell us about old Dirk?
Yeah, one of the weirdest shot. Well, not one of the weirdest, but, not like the normal. Had that one-legged jump shot, kind of threw people off. Really dominant, could score, out the arena. His averages were 20.7, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Possible steal, possible block a game. He was just cool to watch. He could take over a game and just kill you on scoring. But like we've been saying, he's not worth fuck on defense.
Yeah. I mean, I think Dirk is actually a little better than his career averages because he stuck around too long there for those last few
21
years.
years.
Yeah.
Those last couple of years, he wasn't.
No, he could barely move. Like
Yeah.
like it was bad.
But those years in his prime, he'd give you the business.
Yeah, like
Offensively, he's unstoppable.
yeah,
You can't stop him.
That's what I'm saying. I think if he would have quit playing a couple of years earlier, I haven't actually gone and looked at it, but I think he would, get a couple more points on his points per game average, maybe another rebound on his rebound
His
average.
rebounds went down a lot those last few years.
Yeah.
In his prime, Dirk did a little better at some of the dirty work than some people give him credit for. I mean, he wasn't great at it. I'm not saying that. But unlike people like James Harden, he did try defensively.
Yeah.
He would try and he would shuffle his feet.
Especially in the post, he would try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would bang.
Mhm.
He would actually go down there and make it hard for you, and he would make the right rotations, and he was smart, and he'd be in the right spot. So he, at least in his prime, he wasn't a defensive liability. He just wasn't a good defender.
He couldn't move his feet if you made him come out on the perimeter and move
Yeah.
his feet.
Right,
That was the big thing with him. And he garnered a reputation the first few years of his career because he was so skinny.
Well, everyone thought he
Everybody
was
just
soft.
moved him
Yeah.
and dunked on him. And I don't think he ever lost that reputation. It was
Yeah.
he was a tall, slow, white guy. So he was always never going to be a great defender anyway.
Yeah.
And then it was, he was a pussy at the beginning of his career. I mean, I'm not calling him that. I'm saying that's what the narrative
Right.
was.
Like, if LeBron and D-Wade would have ended up beating him in that finals, his reputation would still be
Yeah.
that he was a pussy that couldn't get over the hump.
Yep.
That would literally be his
But
reputation.
instead, he has the greatest playoff run known to
Yeah.
man.
That
Yeah,
finals
that
saved
finals
his
was
career.
Well, not just the finals, the whole
Unbelievable.
playoff run. He beat.
Yeah. I mean, it was
He beat Kobe.
Great
he beat
moment.
Durant and Westbrook on the way there, and then he beat the Spurs.
I was going to say, didn't he beat Duncan and the Spurs?
And then he beat LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh.
Yeah.
I mean,
in their first year when they're
Yeah.
still all pretty. I mean,
they were all healthy at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
All smack dab in their primes, not as injury
not that
prone.
final year when they're.
Yeah. And Dirk in his prime would get you 8-9 rebounds. Again, he wasn't a phenomenal rebounder, but he did a little more work down there than people give him credit for.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
But I really like Dirk, if you can't tell.
I like Dirk too.
I like
Yeah,
Dirk.
I've
Yeah.
always really liked Dirk.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up the power forward spot as well. And we've already heard Uncle Doug's center. So, since Drew, who's your center?
Tyson Chandler.
All right.
I figured he'd pop it.
I mean,
He's not mine, by the way.
Not mine.
that's
He's
fine.
not, he's not mine.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Well, Drew, do you have anything to tell us about Tyson Chandler before you get killed by a cat?
Yeah, I said cat's coming to get me, but that's all right. Well, he averaged 10, and 1 assist, half a steal, and a block in his 2 years in Dallas. The very next year after he left Dallas, he won his Defensive Player of the Year.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, it was the year right after he left
Where'd he go right after that?
New York,
New York, okay.
because he went with Carmelo to the
Yeah.
Knicks.
Yeah, I guess I didn't remember this, but he only played 2 seasons in Dallas, and they weren't back to back.
I felt like he was there for like 4-year stretch or something.
that's
Yeah.
what I thought, too. I was surprised that it was only 2 years.
He was there for the championship, though.
He was. He was.
And I believe the other year he was there, they made a run in the playoffs.
Probably.
I think they brought him in a second time because they thought they could do it again.
No, I think they lost in the second round or something like that. Maybe.
I'm thinking, when I was thinking with Tyson at center, I've got 4 other guys that are going to score the basketball. Maybe I need at least
That's fair.
a big body in the presence.
He
in
really
the
good
paint.
solid center.
I don't need. Sorry, Deb, but I can't have Dirk as my center. There'd be absolutely no. We got to at least have something. At least.
Yeah, but could those centers guard him?
Huh? Oh, Dirk?
Yeah.
You got to come out to 3-point land.
They got to come out and guard him.
That's true. We can discuss that later. We don't.
Okay.
I don't want to debate.
He needs
Yeah.
to be on the team no matter what.
Well, Dirk's on the
Well, yeah,
team.
Dirk, I'm
absolutely.
not saying Dirk should
Oh,
be
no,
on the team.
I'm agreeing with you. Yeah.
I'm just saying I want to have a little bit bigger body with Dirk. Not having.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tyson Chandler's my center.
All right. Wade, who's your center?
All right. Don't laugh at this one. All right. I went offense again. So I got the unicorn, Porzingis.
Oh boy.
I didn't even look at Porzingis, man. I didn't.
I didn't either. I gotta admit.
I thought about him once. I'm like, no, he wasn't there that long. He was hurt.
He's there longer than Chandler.
That doesn't take much.
He's there 3 seasons.
Oh, it's funny. That is funny.
And in Dallas, Porzingis averaged 20 points, 8 rebounds, an assist, and a block.
Shot what? 44, 45%?
44%, 34%, and 83%.
It's better than what I thought.
Lock it up. Lock it up.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, Wade. If you're just looking to outscore guys, but
Yeah.
not to say that Porzingis is a slouch defensively.
My whole team is scoring.
Not that Porzingis is a slouch defensively. He's actually a good rim protector. He just doesn't rebound well. That's his Achilles. So putting 2 guys that can't rebound together down low.
They're just trying to get out on offense, Alex.
Just don't miss any shots you don't throw back.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's on the defensive end.
Well, you might be in trouble then. That's why you need Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd's not gonna box out. Let me think here. Any of these big guys we're talking
He'll
about.
try.
Jason Kidd's gonna box out Charles.
When they play the Lakers, he'll guard Magic, and then we got Luka on Kobe.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Or Jerry West, everyone you want to throw in there.
Yeah. All right. Anything else to add on Porzingis?
No.
Uncle Doug, we already have yours. So
Yep.
Ray, who's your center?
The big smooth, Sam Perkins.
He's also mine.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam. Yeah.
I like Sam Perkins.
I do
Yeah.
too.
He's a good stretch 5. Like
Yes. I thought about the offense. I was like,
Yeah.
somebody they can go out here and stretch with Dirk.
Yeah.
They just stretch it wide open for Luka.
And then you leave that nice little driving lane out when you pull your defender out to the 3-point line, and there's Michael Finley just going up and yakking on people. So
And unlike your bums, my guy played 6 years in Dallas.
Oh.
14, 8, 1.8 assists, 1 steal, 1 block.
47% from the field. Actually, in Dallas, he only shot 26% from 3. I guess I should have looked at that.
Maybe.
He
No,
don't, but
the
he
rest-
don't need to shoot a whole lot of threes.
Oh, but look at this. Look at this. He goes to Seattle for 6 years and Indiana for 3 years. During those 9 years, he shoots 38% from 3.
Oh. It's just still had to catch his groove, I guess.
20.
Oh, man.
It's a good old stretch
Don't worry.
5 we got there.
There's a unicorn up there with your name on it. Jump on that train. Let's be honest. Tyson Chandler's not going to save this team.
No.
No, I know. That's
Need to
why
put it
I
in the
just thinking that way. Put me on the unicorn train.
There we go.
I love it.
Yes.
Take me off there, Ray.
Already?
Yeah.
What's that college team that only shoots threes?
Oh,
That's my team.
Grinnell.
Threes.
They only shoot
Except
threes.
maybe Aguirre. He can.
So
drive.
Tyson Chandler is done
Yeah.
already before we even start the conversation.
I'm with Wade. Let's go with old Grinnell
That's
here.
the first switch mid
Mid-conversation.
No, we were kind of done, so I just.
So that's all of our players, which I do believe is the most players we've ever had on a team thus far.
Yeah.
We've got quite a few.
Yeah, this one and the Celtic one probably.
Luka is on, Dirk
Dirk's
is
on.
on, and that's it.
Yeah.
Aguirre's got 4, so he's close.
Yeah.
And everything else is
Ugh.
kind of.
So where are we starting, guys? Big or little?
Well, I was thinking, why don't we figure out where we want Luka and Dirk to play? And then
Well,
that'll
here's
straighten
my
stuff
thing.
out.
Luka, at least, is so versatile. I would say maybe we figure out something else first so that we could figure out how we need to use Luka.
Okay, so you want to go bigs then?
Yeah,
Figure out the big
let's-
situation.
Let's figure out where Dirk's at.
Okay, so we'll figure out where Dirk's at.
Dad,
Yeah, I figure I'm the one that's going to have to move.
come join the unicorn train.
Well, I really like Sam Perkins.
Oh,
Oh, no! Wasn't he a Laker at one time?
Uh-huh.
That's why.
I think the Lakers
Well,
drafted him,
from
didn't he?
North Carolina.
Oh,
boy.
well. That's
Yeah.
2 strikes against us there, Drew.
It's all right. It's all right, Wade.
It's all right.
That's not true. The Lakers didn't draft him. My bad.
No, because he would have played with Worthy, I think, wouldn't he?
He was there in the early 90s. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he probably
Was he
wouldn't
there
worthy.
on Magic's last finals run?
Yeah, he was there in 91. So
Okay.
Okay, so yeah. Because then like right after that it was like Elgin Campbell or something, and then
Oh, yeah.
Campbell,
Perkins and Campbell and Divock were all there for at least one season together, I think.
Yeah.
that's a lot of really good 7-footers on one
Yeah.
team.
I got the 91 season pulled up. Campbell, Divock, Perkins are all on the team.
Oh.
Also with Michael Thompson and AC Green. So there was a lot of size in that team.
Yeah, a lot of size.
And Magic.
And of course Magic, yeah, but
Was that when Byron Scott was doing pretty good for them? He had a couple pretty decent seasons right there. And
Byron Scott led the team in scoring a couple years. I don't know if
Yeah.
it was this year or not. Let me
he had
look.
I was just trying to figure out who was doing a lot of the scoring other than the big guys.
The leading scorer on the team that year was James Worthy,
Hmm.
and then Magic, and then Sam Perkins, and then Byron Scott. So
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, I will go join the Sam Perkins group,
Oh, jeez.
and I'll move Dirk to power.
All right.
Or yeah,
You move what? Your Aguirre to.
and I'll move Aguirre to small, and I'll drop Rolando. Well, I hate. Yeah, I don't have a choice. I'm gonna have to drop Rolando, I guess.
well, we gave Blackman some press.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a good player.
He was, yeah. He's one of those guys that I think if he played for a really great franchise, we probably don't talk about him. But since he played for the Mavericks, we needed to talk about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're on a franchise that's just been not very good for a really long time, and you're a good player that stays there for a chunk of time, you're really important to the franchise.
Yeah, and a lot of times the fans just absolutely love you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So we're good at power forward, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So Dirk is our power forward.
Correct.
We got it.
All right. Trying to think here.
So here's what I'm just saying this, all right? With Dirk actually being our power forward, we could try and put some defense around him if we wanted to. We could try and go defensive big, defensive point guard, Luka, Dirk, and something else. If we wanted to. I'm just saying it's out there. I'm not saying we have to. I didn't necessarily do it that way. But I'm just saying.
Who do you think is the better defender out of Porzingis and Perkins? Because they're both decent defenders.
Yeah.
Perkins can body up for a little bit.
Perkins is the bigger guy, like the stockier guy. Porzingis is probably the better shot blocker.
And he's better on offense.
Yeah.
I'm saying Porzingis might be the all-around threat there. I'm just saying.
And Porzingis does stretch the floor. I don't know what he shot. And
Porzingis is supposedly 7'3", 240.
Yeah.
so he's bigger than everybody that played in the 80s.
Yeah.
Every single person.
But he's going to get steamrolled every time.
Latvia.
Dallas, or not, in Dallas, Porzingis shot 34% from three.
That's solid, not great. What was Perkins? 20 something?
26.
26.
All right.
We can leave center
We
alone.
can leave center alone.
When we
for
come
a
back to
moment.
it.
Yeah.
All right, so that point guard situation is messy.
Yeah.
All right.
So I guess the question we're asking ourselves is do we want to try playing Luka at the point and putting some more athletic defenders at the wing?
What
Or-
if we went? If you actually want to incorporate defense and give him a little bit of defense, I think the perfect lineup is Luka at the point. And I mean, it doesn't matter which one. Then either Finley or McGuire, because in Finley you're going to get your best perimeter defender plus a little bit of scoring. You still get McGuire's scoring, and then Luka's all-around game.
Yeah, but now that you say it out loud like that, I don't think it matters because we could put Luka at the 2 and a good defender at the point. We're still looking at one good defender at the guard spot, and the small forward is not a good defender, unless we were to do something like Luka, Harper, Finley. That would be the only where we had Harper and Finley both. It was the only way we would put multiple good defenders out there, or Harper or Kidd, and then Finley. We would have to take Aguirre off to get multiple defenders down there, I guess is what I'm saying.
Can you pull up who has the biggest turnover ratio for point guard for that team?
I mean, I can look at their turnovers. I can, yeah. I mean, Luka will probably have that.
Probably. More than likely,
Yeah.
actually.
He uses the ball so much more than the other three.
He averages 4 a game for his career.
Luka.
Yeah.
I'm sure Kids is pretty high. I know he's
Steve Nash is 2.9
That's solid.
for a guy that, again, had the ball a ton.
Yeah.
Jay Kids is 2.9.
Okay.
Honestly, thought his would be a little higher, but that's not bad.
And Derek Harper's is 1.9.
Ooh. Very interesting. Okay.
What was his career line with Dallas offensively?
14 and 5.
14 and 5.
14 and 6. Sorry, 14 and 6.
Okay.
Shot 47% from the field.
Okay, well, here's another question. If taking off... Is going for defense really going to fucking do anything to this team? That's pretty much what I'm trying to get at.
Probably not.
I mean,
no.
is Harper and Michael Finley really going to stop them from losing?
No,
to
that's
some
what I
of the
said.
other
I
teams?
said if we were going to go for, if it was going to make a difference
No, I'm not.
defensively, we would have to take Aguirre off.
I wasn't blaming you. I'm just saying, like, I don't think Michael Finley and Harper are going to save this team from, like, the finals. Like, we might as well just put the best players on the floor.
They're not the X factors that are going to make or break
Yeah.
this team making a run or not. The whether this team's going to make a run or not is if they can outscore the other team by a lot.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're going to have to do.
So who doesn't have Aguirre?
I think Ray.
Ray. Okay. And okay. Who has Finley at the 2?
I do.
Oh yeah, because you have
Luka's at point guard.
Yeah, you have Luka at point.
I mean, in my head, when I was making my list, I mean, obviously Luka and Dirk obviously on, and I thought Aguirre was right behind him
Yeah,
as the
I
third
kind of
best
agree.
player in the franchise, pretty easily.
I kind of agree with you.
So I think he needs to be on. And honestly, even if we don't go with Nash and we end up going with Kidd, or wait, who am I missing? I messed it up. Or wait, yeah, I just want Aguirre on at this point, and then if we go with, we can sell the point guard after that.
Well, just remember, I don't know if we'd put Kidd anywhere else, but this would be his final destination if we do put him on.
Yeah, 'cause we
What's
put,
that one, the Nets?
we
He
put
put
him
him
with the
on the
Nets. Yeah.
I mean, I know he's only
Well-
got one other team. Was it
Well,
Phoenix?
he was with Phoenix in his prime. We'll just give that to Nash.
Well, I don't even know that Kidd and Nash are guaranteed. Kevin Johnson's numbers in Phoenix are pretty
Okay.
ridiculous.
Well, that's even more
Hopefully
options.
that's-
So,
But,
so using Kidd here might not be
I mean, Kidd played in New York.
at the end of his career.
for what, like 2 seasons?
6 points, 4 rebounds, and
Yeah.
6 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists.
I dare you to say that to Richard's face.
I don't have a problem with this being the end for Kidd, but I don't want to. I also don't know that. I haven't really dug into the Phoenix stuff, but
No.
I
That's no. We talked about that.
I mean,
Won that a
Nash
little
won
bit.
2 MVPs there, and we talked about that Kevin Johnson, that one
Yeah.
basketball episode,
Yeah.
had that All NBA streak.
I was just bringing it up. I was
I
just
mean,
saying.
Oh no, I wasn't.
I would say, I mean, Kidd's numbers in Phoenix are just as good as they were in New Jersey.
I mean, that was part of his prime. I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't saying that. I was just saying we have lots of other great options on Phoenix. So not using Kidd there isn't the end of the world. Rather, like if we didn't use him for New Jersey, we'd end up, with who knows who.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I didn't think about that though. Would he be our first player that would be done? We could use him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe the first one we're done.
If you'd have told me Jason Kidd will be the first person you put on 2 teams, I'd have been like, really?
I
mean, alphabetical.
order.
Yeah, just the order of the
on the order.
teams is how it fell. Yeah.
Because we know some other players that are going to.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I guess we need to make a decision. Ray, what do you got to do to get to Aguirre, man?
Just ask me.
All right. You want You want to bring your Finley vote to Aguirre?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I appreciate that.
All right,
Thank
we
you,
got
right?
Aguirre.
So Aguirre is on. So we have Luka, Dirk, and Aguirre, who I think when you sit down and think about it, they probably are the 3 best players in franchise history.
Yes, I agree.
But yeah, so now we've got to figure out what we're doing with Luka, because we can't solve the shooting guard position or the point guard position without figuring out what we're doing with Luka.
So pretty much we need to figure out who's the best between Finley, Nash, Kidd, and Harper. And that's who's going to be stuck with Luka at the other position.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess are we just at this point, are we saying let's outscore people?
I mean, I think that's what I've heard.
That is what I've heard.
Well, you probably just heard that because I keep saying it.
I'm kind of on board with it.
Yeah.
I'm throwing the defense out. Let's have fun
I
with
mean,
it.
at this point, we might just say, fucking let's score a ton of points and let's
see what we can do.
let's see what happens.
So does that, I mean, I think that takes, I don't know. So does that mean if we're trying to outscore people, which I'm not saying I'm against, does that mean we need a facilitator for guys to score with, or do we need a scorer?
Yeah, like you need somebody to pass that ball.
Well, if we're just going to score and you're going to move Luka to point, maybe we need to bring Blackman back up for shooting guard. Because he's going to outscore the rest of those guys at shooting guard.
Is he out going to score Finley?
Well, he averaged over 19.
Finley's right there at 19, 20.
Yeah,
Finley's
almost 20.
Yeah, he's at 19.8.
Okay, that is more than Blackman. Okay.
I mean, Luka can pass the ball. I mean, he's averaging 8 assists for his career. And he does have those.
Sorry.
I was going to say, he does have like those crazy passes and stuff. So, I mean, he doesn't have.
Oh, yeah. He can definitely pass. I don't think that would be an issue. I mean, I just thought Nash, if you have Nash and Luka, they can both take turns maneuvering the offense, and they can both spot up and shoot off the other one, because Steve Nash is one of the greatest shooters in NBA history.
Steve Nash is a knockdown shooter, which this team doesn't have, because Luka's not a good shooter. Aguirre is not a good shooter. Dirk is a shooter, and we haven't figured out what we're going to do at center, but neither one of these guys are really knockdown shooters. They're
Right.
The only other really good shooter outside of Nash is Finley. Finley was a good shooter.
Mhm.
I don't think he's on Nash's level, but Finley was a good shooter.
Finley in Dallas, his career three-point percentage was 37.
I mean, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Well, I mean,
I think Nash was like 41, I think. Maybe. I could have looked at the wrong column. I looked at it for about 3 seconds, but
41.6, yeah.
okay.
I know we want to, like, because we always see, like, today's NBA, how, like, we have to spread the floor out and shoot threes and everything, but, like, at the same time, I don't know, I just got thinking during this episode, why do, like, we don't always, like, I don't know, like, we don't always have to have this amazing shooting three-point team. I mean, for years in the NBA, we had...
Well, we're not going to be able to do that now anyway. We don't have enough shooters to have an amazing shooting team.
I'm just saying,
I think at some point you have to have a shooter.
Yeah. I mean, a little bit, but at the same time, they played for years without having great shooting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes I feel like we go too far in emphasizing just having a shooter out there.
I think it depends on... I don't know if we're all picturing the same era in our head of them playing. So I don't know what
I don't know what era. I don't think we ever did decide what era of basketball they're playing. But even even in the 80s, the Lakers and Celtics had shooters. Like they went out and specifically. I mean, I'm not talking about like Bird. We all know Bird can shoot.
Yeah.
But I mean, like they went out and got Danny Ainge to help spread the floor. Byron Scott, Michael Cooper, were brought in to be shooters. And it's like. But essentially they were the ones. They didn't have 5 shooters.
Right.
They had 1 or 2.
So how many times would you say they shot 3-pointers during game? What? 2, 3, 4?
Like a team might shoot like in the 80s, like 8 in a game.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. Like I feel like I don't know. I'm not trying to like
because Bird was
the
best shooter in the NBA, and he was shooting what
4 or 5,
2.5, I think.
Yeah. So like,
they
weren't shooting a lot.
That's what I'm saying. They still scored a bunch of points back then. I'm just saying. I don't know. Like,
well, I'm gonna try to just think of this. The players up there. Another option that would work. Well, we already talked about Steve Nash and Finley. This team, even no matter who we pick at center, aren't going to be phenomenal rebounders, but maybe, the greatest rebounding point guard ever, like him, Magic, and maybe a couple other dudes that are in that conversation, is Jason Kidd. He will get in there and help rebound.
Using Kidd and Luka to help rebound because our centers are weak.
I mean, they're both super good at it.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
Kidd's all-around
big is-
game is better than
Big
everyone
is
else up
Luka?
there,
It's like
probably.
6'6".
What's up?
Luka's
It's just the
6'6".
shooting.
I think they have one that's 6'7". Let
I
me look.
mean, Luka averages 8 rebounds. Kid averages 8 rebounds.
6'7".
Yeah, I mean, they're
Um,
so that is another option.
Sorry, Kid at 5.5 for kids. So.
Yeah, you kind of spread it out instead of having the big guys have like 12 or 13. Have them just kind of 8 across the
Yeah,
board.
you'd have 4 quality. Well, McGuire was even okay at it.
I think he's at 5.5.
Yeah.
I think.
So everyone on the court would at least be an average to okay rebounder, and some of them would even be good, depending on their position, great at it. It would
So
just
we-
be coming from the point guard to be the great rebounder, not the center.
So what you proposing, Wade, is Kidd, Luka, Aguirre, Dirk, and whoever we put at center.
Yes, if we don't want to go with Nash, I think Kidd is the best all-around option of everyone up there as far as great defense, great passing, great rebounding. So if you don't want to go all offense with Nash, I would probably go to Kidd, personally.
I'd be fine with going. I'll take by Luka off point guard, go to Jason Kidd, and I'll put shooting guard Luka,
All right, I'll go to Kidd then.
So Luka is our shooting guard then.
and I'll get rid of. Wait. Yes, that means Finley will be drafted. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm fine with that. I can go along with that.
You might as well just take my Harper vote to Kidd then.
Well, I like Harper too, but
Harper and Blackman played together.
I know they
Yeah.
were good. They were a good pair.
Well, they both played with Aguirre for a few seasons.
Yeah.
These damn sinners. Oh, look at who we're arguing over, guys. What's become of us?
There's always a position on each team you're like, dang, how are these the guys we're arguing about?
So we're looking at the only position we don't have set is center, and we're looking at Kristaps Porzingis and Sam Perkins, which right now I assume people are listening and laughing at us because we're talking about Kristaps Porzingis.
Like the alternative is like Sean Bradley.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's literally
Send us a note when
About
we
what
decide
center
on
you
the
want.
Yeah, what center you want.
me and
We'll
Uncle Doug
discuss
were
it
trying
later.
to be creative. We tried to think outside the box.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sean Bradley's Dallas numbers are 7 points. 5 rebounds.
Oh, jeez.
0 assists, 0 steals, and 2 blocks.
Oh man.
Didn't T-Mac like rub his ball sack? in
Oh
his
my
face?
God! Maybe T-Mac's all-time greatest
Yeah.
dunk is on Sean Bradley. Yeah.
It's so nasty.
Sean Bradley's mostly known for being in Space Jam.
Yeah.
The goofy, tall, blue alien that's just like, ooh.
Oh no, it's kind of accurate.
I'm not gonna lie, dude.
I mean,
it's gonna sound weird, but wasn't it just last year when they announced he got hit by a car and died?
What?
Yeah,
he's dead?
yeah.
No way.
Sean Bradley.
I'm almost 100% positive he got hit by a car and died last year.
Oh,
No
I didn't
way.
realize
I
that.
didn't either.
This took a dark turn. A dark turn.
Look up.
Well, I was getting ready to say I was really bummed about it because I liked Sean Bradley when we were kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, that's
man.
wild. I didn't know
I'm
that.
pretty sure they said he was riding his bike and he got hit by a car.
I mean, it very well could be true. I don't know.
Wow.
And you
man.
Google it?
Okay, yeah, he's not dead, but he's paralyzed.
Oh, he's paralyzed.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's still-
he's in a wheelchair now.
It's still
Yeah, Sean
terrible.
Bradley did have a bike crash.
That sucks.
It does.
Oh no, I did
He
not.
tumbled
know
over
that.
a truck, the driver's side, and hit his helmet cracking under 300 odd pounds. Police said the driver continued on but never returned to the scene later. And he
Is it hit and run?
and never charged with the crime.
You got away with it.
She gave Bradley enough room when passing him.
What a dirt bag bitch.
Confused but concussed after the spill, splayed on the ground and gazing up at crystalline sky. Bradley says he went through a mental checklist. He couldn't move his arms or his legs. He couldn't sit up. He had no control over his breathing, which soon grew labored. Only his eyes heeded his commands, and I'm going to suffocate. He asked himself, and I'm going to slowly die. Then he got brought in the ICU. He now uses a 500 or Riley and I use a wheelchair that way. He's 500 pounds. Took 3 months an engineer to build it. It costs more than a car, some more cars. Along with his wife carrying her 3 children, his family relies on a new $120,000 cargo van to be able to move his wheelchair and stuff around.
Here's
So,
my thing.
poor guy.
Not just the wheelchair, but what kind of bike does somebody that big ride?
Right, exactly.
Probably one of them trikes. Them little pedal trikes.
But even that, you'd think you'd have to have it extended and stuff.
Oh,
The
yeah,
dude's
it's gotta
almost
be
8 feet
huge.
tall.
Hey, 7'6".
Well, you probably got the chopper version where you can like lean, lean the bike seat back, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. You got a chopper out back, right?
I know. These
I've seen it whenever I drive by.
Been sitting
I
on my
know.
stairs for a couple years.
Whenever I drive by, I tell Mom, look over there, there's Ray's chopper bicycle. I'm like,
One day
Yeah.
my daughter was just like, "Whose is that?" I was like, "It's Ray's."
And then a guy that I actually, when I was like Googling all-time Mavericks starting fives and stuff, somebody that made teams that none of us had was James Donaldson.
yeah, I saw him too when I was looking stuff up.
Yeah, I kinda
But I looked at his stats and I was like 8 points, 9 rebounds, and a block. Like, it's not terrible, but Tyson Chandler's numbers are better.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I never watched him play, so I don't know much about him.
Who knows?
He would have, but he would have played with Blackman and Harper and Aguirre. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. He's 7'2", 275, it says.
So he's just a big dude.
All right, anyway, we got to decide between these centers.
All right, so do you want a guy who's got a little weight on him and can body up and at least wear somebody down a little bit? Or do you want to go with Porzingis, who looks like a fucking scarecrow and gets ran through?
He could weigh people down at
Well,
7'2".
I will say this. It says that Porzingis weighs 5 more pounds than Wiggins.
He's like, what, 4 or 5 inches taller?
More
More than that?
7'3".
Yeah, he's 7'3", and Perkins is 6'9". So,
Yeah.
so 6
So, I
inches.
mean, yeah, he's going to weigh on some people too, right?
Yeah, he's frail. Porzingis is frail.
Now, how much does this play into it? Luka and Porzingis don't like each other.
Oh, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I think it weighs a lot into
We're
it.
not doing that much on team chemistry.
I'm just saying.
Because if we do that for every team,
But they actually played together.
What are we going to do that with Kobe and Shaq?
Maybe.
Yeah, but they won titles together. They could.
Yeah, they
overcome
won
it.
titles together and still broke up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we going? Because
Luka and Porzingis didn't make it out of the first round.
Yeah.
You're right. Well, if we were being for real, Shaq's ego would get in the way of him being on that Lakers team. I mean, if he had Kareem, Kobe, and Magic and all that, his ego would get in the way.
I mean,
L.A. Shaq's ego.
if we actually factored in team chemistry, these teams would be much different, probably.
Yeah.
There's a lot of superstars with humongous egos that did a lot of dumb stuff. I mean, could you make the Thunder with Kevin Durant and Westbrook? Durant intentionally left to get away from Westbrook,
That's true, too. Yeah.
No.
and they've done nothing but fight with each other every time they play each other since.
And you've got to add the other people in. Like, would you have Gary Payton tell them just to shut up and play basketball?
Or like when Westbrook, tries to act all tough, like Gary Payton would just beat him up. I mean, there'd be, good old Sean Kemp over there getting ready to party.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean Kemp was.
Hey, bro, just calm down. Smoke this little reefer, dude. Just calm down.
Oh my gosh.
That Sean Kemp came a little later on in life, but it's all right.
No, he was just
We can act like he was there in Seattle. Anyway, we're way off topic here.
Yeah, we need to decide.
So you guys really want to stick with Sam Perkins?
I mean, at least he's had, some playoff experience.
You guys stuck on Sam Perkins?
I'm not stuck. No, we're talking about Porzingis and Sam Perkins.
Okay, that's why I'm just asking you simple questions
Yeah.
here, because we can just move people around. Because they're going to be the worst centers on the floor in about 98% of the games.
Oh yeah.
So,
Are they the worst center so far that we have?
I mean, is Porzingis and Coleman that far apart?
No, probably not.
No.
Who was center? And we had Alonzo Mourning with the Hornets, so yeah, he's better.
Yeah, he's better.
Um,
We had Gilmore, who's better.
Yeah.
for
Daugherty.
Chicago.
Bill Russell.
Dikembe,
Russell.
Bill, Coleman, Lonzo, Artis, and then whoever was on the Cavs.
Daugherty.
Daugherty was pretty good.
Yeah.
He's probably in the same level as Porzingis and Coleman, I'd say.
They just do different things, I think.
Yeah. They have similar production levels and stats.
So do we go to the boards?
Sure.
Dang it, Alex.
We haven't done it yet in this category, have we?
I don't think we have.
Yeah, we did, because me and Robert I got screwed over one night.
That was an intense episode, actually.
Me and Robert were
Boston
pulling off
got-
some bamboozled.
Boston got a little net.
We screwed over Ray.
Yeah, I need one too, Ray.
Oh, I thought Ray screwed you over.
No, we screwed him over, remember? Because we had Havlicek, and we said, we'll stay with you, and then we left.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you guys put the screws to Ray.
Because we kept doing this. Robert said, come here. I'm like,
I thought it was the other way around. I got you. Okay, let's see here. By the way, how can you not vote someone on whose nickname is the Unicorn? Come on. He's a 7'3" unicorn.
By the way, here is Porzingis' nicknames. Zinger.
Just Zinger?
Zinger.
yeah, it right to the back of your board. It's messed up.
KP6, which I've never heard before.
No.
Unicorn. Godzingus.
That's my favorite by far.
And Porzingod.
Oh my gosh!
What are we waiting for? Write his name down.
Oh my!
That's so good. Who calls him this stuff?
I don't know.
Godzingus.
Usually the nicknames are ridiculous, but those are phenomenal.
Those are
Oh my
great.
gosh!
Zinger.
By the way, he's having a really nice season in Washington this year.
What's he doing?
22 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 48% from the field, 37. Or wait, no, that's effective field goal percentage. Sorry, and his 3-point percentage is 37%.
Yeah.
He's also averaging almost 2 blocks. So
Yeah.
he's having a nice season in Washington.
Probably the best overall player on the team. Bradley Beals is kind of a one-way guy.
Yeah, it's true. All right, everybody got something written down?
Yeah.
Yep.
Unicorn.
Sam.
Sammy P.
I put Porzingis.
Why? Oh my god.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm just looking forward to talking about Porzingis during the tournament. Like that's really what I
my
want.
God.
Yeah, this team's a bunch of. We got 3 foreigners.
Oh, it is. Yeah, we do.
Luka,
have-
Dirk, and Porzingis.
I didn't even think about that. This is probably the team with the most guys from outside the United States.
So is this... Do you think this surpasses the Nets on offense or no?
No.
No.
Let's see. The Nets. I mean, kid and kid. Although I think Nets kid is better than Dallas kid.
Vince Carter and Luka.
Oh yeah. And then
Dr. J to Aguirre.
and then
It's close.
Dirk and Durant. Yeah. And then
Coleman.
Porzingis and Coleman. It's
yeah,
closer
you're
than
right.
you think.
It is a lot closer than you think. Because I think I might give the edge to Luka over Vince, but I think I would give the edge to Dr. J over Aguirre.
Really?
And that Durant Dirk matchup is interesting.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting watching them play against each other again.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think either one of them would handle each other very
No.
well defensively. I mean, because I think Dirk would be too physical for KD, and KD would just be too quick for
He just run
Dirk.
right by him.
Yeah. Although, how many guys are we going to talk about that were like, hey, they would shut Dirk or KD down? You know, we're not going to talk about too many guys that are going to do that. So,
I cannot believe the Dallas Mavericks all-time team had fucking Porzingis on it.
do you think it's shit like this people want to take it seriously anymore?
I don't know.
I mean, if you don't take us serious, you send us an email about who you think
Yeah.
what center we should have put. You tell us.
But really, if you've been listening this long and you're at this point and you want to quit, then you weren't really a true fan.
All right, so just so everybody's aware, our all-time starting 5 for the Dallas Mavericks is as follows: Jason Kidd, Luka Doncic, Mark Aguirre, Dirk Nowitzki, and Kristaps Porzingis.
I actually got him on, boys.
Son of a
Wade's been doing this lately. He got Elton Brand on. He got He got us to put Coleman. Wasn't it you that got us to put Coleman on?
Someone else
Me and
brought it
Brock had
first.
Coleman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you got
I
us to
jumped
get
shipped over to them, I believe.
Porzingis. So, yeah, Wade's had some.
I was on Eddie Jones too.
Oh yeah, Eddie Jones. Yeah.
Got Eddie Jones on with 1 vote.
Couldn't do it in football though.
Oh, I would have stopped yours if I was here. I guarantee you that. The Terrell Davis nonsense. Ooh.
John Randall.
Ooh. Great Hall of Fame defensive tackle.
All right. Well, that will end our Dallas Mavericks portion of this episode, and we're an hour in, gentlemen.
We are.
Oh wow. So what? One topic.
One topic. Yeah. So, what do we want to talk about the current NBA?
I don't know. Do we
Here,
want
I
to talk
got-
about
I got
the
something
All-Star
funny.
break.
I got something about the
the
All-Star break.
All-Star break?
What do you guys think about Stephen A. calling out LeBron ruining the dunk contest?
I actually saw
Love it. I love it.
And do we think Matt McClung did a good job?
Hell yeah.
No,
He
but
just throwing down some
he,
shit.
he
Yeah.
did do a really good job. I liked it. I think he was the winner.
Yeah.
But here's the problem: if we got to go to the G League to get guys to participate in the dunk contest, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
You know how like fun it would be to see like Zion and Morant in the dunk contest.
Oh my
What do you
goodness!
see what Josh
yes.
said
They're
about
like
it?
23. There's no reason they shouldn't want to do it.
Well, there's a reason Zion can't do it.
Right.
He's never healthy.
Well, Josh said he has to get like 1 billion likes and he'll do it. Like, I don't know
1
why.
billion likes.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't
Oh
want
my
to do
God.
Well, I mean, what Stephen A. said is true. You can't blame it all on LeBron, probably, but he did kind of start the trend. But yeah, I mean, superstars used to always do it. I mean, Vince did it, T-Mac did it, Kobe did it, Michael
Michael.
did it, Dominique did it, Dr. J did it, and there's tons more.
Yeah.
There's
they all-
tons more.
they
Blake
all took
Griffin did it,
pride.
Dwight Howard did it. These are all superstar and Hall of Fame
even if they
players.
weren't superstars, every year the guys that were in almost all the guys that were in the dunk contest, they were talking about, oh, and tomorrow we get to see them again in the All-Star game.
Not.
You know, it wasn't. What's up?
I saw this like Matt McClung so far in his total earnings in the G League, he's made like 100,000. Well, he just doubled it by winning the dunk contest. He
Yeah.
got another 100,000. So he
That's the
doubled
great
his whole
part.
salary.
Good for him.
Yeah.
His dunks were nasty.
By the
They
way,
were-
two
they were
two
good.
guys that we really liked in the dunk contest are still in the NBA. Levine and Aaron Gordon both still play in the NBA.
I don't blame Gordon for not doing it.
Well, Aaron
I don't
Gordon-
blame Aaron Gordon either because he got robbed.
He has
Yeah.
two of the greatest performances ever, and he lost both of them.
Yeah.
That was crap.
The Levine one, I'm a little more. I liked Aaron a little more, but I could at least.
At least Zach
the
Levine did
Levine
something
side.
respectable.
Derek
Yeah.
Jones just did between the legs dunk like 6 times in a row, which it is amazing. But there's something about being creative and doing something different, not doing the same dunk from a different angle 6 times or from a different length. He just kept doing between the legs, just in a different version of it. While Aaron Gordon was doing a different dunk every
Dude.
single time.
Honestly, since probably Vince's 2000 dunk contest, the dunk that stands out most in my head is the Aaron Gordon sit down.
That was.
It's
awesome.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
My
that was
favorite
awesome.
one
Yeah.
is when the mascot's twirling and he times it just perfect. And he like cups it back behind him and then comes back around. It's so nasty and perfect.
It is nice too.
It's so.
Yeah.
Which here's one of my favorite questions to ask basketball fans: which Vince dunk pops in your head first? I'll tell you my answer after you tell me
I'll
yours.
tell you mine. The Olympic one when he jumps over the guy.
Okay.
Mm.
No, I was talking about just the dunk contest.
Oh, the dunk
Just the dunk
contest?
2000 dunk contest.
Yes.
Through-
Which dunk pops in your head first?
The elbow.
The elbow. Okay.
Through the legs.
Through the legs.
Through the
okay.
legs always comes to mind first.
Mine is always the first one. It's the 360 windmill.
Oh,
And you start
yeah.
screaming
Yeah.
at everybody
Yeah.
afterwards. And
It
that's
is
when
pretty-
everybody says it's over, sign the check over, just give it to Vince Carter.
Right.
And that's what started the whole dunk contest.
By the way, though, Vince put on a remarkable dunk contest, and I'm not taking anything away from Vince. He was clearly the winner. But I think what made that dunk contest so great was T-Mac and Francis also went out there and put on a show.
one's now in the Hall of Fame, and one was like a 5-time All-Star.
Yeah.
So again, we're talking about big name guys.
Mhm.
And Steve Francis was John Morant of the early 2000s.
Yes.
They're the exact
Yes.
same person.
Mhm.
Steve Francis was a small point guard that could explode and dunk on anyone in the league.
Yes.
They're really the same person, but Francis went out there and did it while Morant won't do it. It's very irritating.
I don't get it. And he likes dunking in the middle of traffic.
That's all he tries to do is yak on people in games.
But I don't know.
Yeah. And T-Mac actually had, I think, a couple 50s in that dunk contest.
I believe you're right, yeah. Well, that's the crazy part was that was when Vince and T-Mac were both in Toronto, and they were each other's props through the whole thing. They were throwing the passes to each other, but they were both competing against each other.
And, like, the two, like, the greatest ever, like, mano-a-mano dunk contests ever were Jordan and Dominique.
Yeah.
Their battles were legendary, and those were kind of the building blocks of kind of what it became. But it's literally the greatest player of all time and one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen that were going at it in a dunk contest. Like,
But it was also nice to watch them back in the day because they didn't miss dunks. I mean, last year, we watched somebody miss like 10 dunks in a row.
yeah, there's certain years where it is bad.
The year that they put it was they didn't limit their dunk attempts. It was just you had a timer.
Yeah.
Like I think Birdman missed like 12 dunks in one round, and you were like, "What the hell?"
There was someone that did something like that.
Yeah, they
I
talked
don't
about it
remember who
like
it was,
they have
but-
their main dunk, but if the time starts getting low, they have a backup one ready.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. And that guy from the Knicks, in this dunk contest, dear God, he could jump so high, but he irritated me throughout the dunk contest. The first one was all right. He did the arm in the rim, and it was pretty cool. But then he tries to do this. He tries to do just 2 arms in the rim the next time, and he doesn't even do it right. He only gets the one in, and he catches his arm down on it, and then pulls the other arm back in after the dunk's been over for like 3 seconds, and then just stood in there and had everybody look at him in the rim and jump down. The dude was getting his head like 4 inches above the rim, and all he did was twice stick his arm in the rim. There was so much more potential there to do something really cool, and I feel like he just squandered it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and Dame won the 3-point contest.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah, he beat 2 Pacers in the finals.
Yeah.
Halliburton started strong, though. His first round was really... I think he had that... Did he have the high score in the first round? I think he did.
I can't remember.
I think he had 31. No, I don't think anyone else got to 30. I think he was the high scorer in the first round, I think.
Because Buddy was rocking it there for a minute, too.
Yeah, he was like second or third. Well, I mean, obviously they made the finals.
Yeah.
I liked the 3-point shootout. I thought it was good.
Yeah, Tatum was shooting good. I don't know why Julius Randle was in that thing.
He was
a last-minute replacement.
Yeah, they had
Oh.
Anthony Simons, who's a good shooter in there, and he got hurt. So they just grabbed someone who said they'd do it.
By the way, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they had Raja Bell on, and he was talking about competing in the 3-point contest. And he's like, literally, everybody that competes in 3-point contest will knock down an ass load of threes. If you just let them go out there and leisurely shoot threes, he's like, everybody there will put up 30s. He's like, all of them. He's like, people don't understand how fast you have to go through balls to get your time off. He's like, in warm-ups, when we all start going out there, he's like, it takes 3 or 4 times through before every single person doesn't run out of time. He's like, when we're out there practicing, we all run out of time all the time until we get our timing down.
There's always 1 or 2 of them that do it in the contest.
Yeah. He's like, I don't think fans realize how quick you have to be shooting, and that's why that's why guys run to the next rack, because you need the time to get your shots off.
Well, they pointed out this year during the 3-point shootout, something I didn't really factor in when I used to watch it in the past. They said because Kevin Huerter, who's a phenomenal shooter for the Kings, one of the best shooters in the league, he didn't really do very well. But once he got through like 2 or 3 of his racks, one of the announcers, I can't remember which one it was, might have been Reggie Miller, started talking. He said, if you're someone who gets a lot of lift on your shot and you shoot at the peak of your jump, he said you'll do terrible in the 3-point shootout every single time, because by your second rack, you can't keep jumping that high and shooting at the top over and over and over. You're gonna run out of time, and your legs get tired, and you can't do it that quick, and it ruins your whole rhythm, and your legs get tired faster than the guys that just kind of don't really have a big jump on their shot.
I think it was Reggie. It was a couple years ago. He was talking about how he can't tell you who's going to win, but he can always tell you who's going to lose, and he talked about that. He's like, guys that jump really, really decently high, and their jump shot will not last through 3 rounds of a 3-point contest.
He did it in this year. before Julius Randle even got on the court, he made a joke to someone else. He goes, "Well, he ain't winning."
Yeah.
And then someone's like, "Why'd you say that? He might get hot." And Reggie's like, "No, he won't." He didn't. He only made like 14. He had like 14 points. But
Oh man, what you know? This is something else that not the 3-point contest, obviously. The dunk contest. I was just thinking about this. That's something else Ben Simmons should be able to do.
yeah.
Shoot?
Yeah.
No, dunk.
Oh, yeah, don't.
I was like, Ray, he can't shoot.
He used to drive to the basket aggressively and
No,
yak on people.
Go back and type in 76ers Ben Simmons highlights and just watch the YouTube video. It's him attacking the rim and dunking on dudes. Like, it's him ferociously attacking the rim and dunking on dudes, something he refuses to do now because he's so scared of getting fouled.
It's the same thing with at LSU. He did the same thing. He drives the basket and just a yak.
Guys, I was thinking about this the other day. And not just me and us here in this room, but NBA GMs, NBA coaches, we should have seen this coming. When they went to Australia, and the Australian national team said, "This guy has issues. We don't like him when he's here." And then he went to LSU and quit on the LSU basketball team.
Yeah, there was lots of problems when he was at LSU.
We should have seen this shit coming. And he came in and was 6'10", playing point guard, and we all got Google eyes over him, and the guy did exactly what the Australian national team told us he was going to do, and what we should have seen coming after LSU.
And he's going to pout and do whatever he wants, and when he retires, he'll be worth like $400 million.
Yeah, I mean, he's making $40 million to sit on the bench right now for the Nets.
That's how it's going to go.
Yeah. Take his money and go back to Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chill
Come
out.
back.
By the way, I've been hearing a lot more CBA talk on some of my NBA podcasts, and everybody seems to be in agreement that there's going to be a lengthy lockout. The NBA owners are super pissed about all the players sitting all the time, and the Ben Simmons situation brought up a lot of loopholes in them having to pay guys that aren't playing, and they want to close all those loopholes. If you're going to refuse to play, we're not going to pay you.
Yeah, I've been listening a lot of
And all the trading.
a lot about Zach. Sorry, got real tongue tied there. Listening to the Zach Lowe podcast a lot lately.
Yeah.
He's talked a lot about the load management and how people are wanting to do something about it. And then
And they also want to do something about all the people requesting trades all the time.
Yeah.
And the team, and they're going to put their foot down and say, if you sign the contract, you're here. Not this jumping ship every 2-3 years.
yeah,
But here's the thing: as fans, every time there's a lockout or a strike, everybody continually tells you, you have to side with the players. You have to side with the players. You have to side with the players. You can't side with billionaires over millionaires. Like that's always the narrative. That's always the narrative. And for the most part, I get what they're saying. But if you're an NBA fan, you want this. You have to want it. Because what have we all sat around bitching about for years now? The load management bullshit's got out of control.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Guys just don't play. They're missing half a season every year.
It literally just used to be a Spurs thing that people would talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, Popovich sits his guys. He has Ginobili and Duncan and Parker sit like 5 times a year. And people would bitch about it. And then like 10, 12 years later, now it's league-wide.
Yeah, but it's like 40 games, 50 or 30 games now. It's not 5.
They don't go whole road trips without sitting a game.
Yeah, like it's crazy. And we gave Kawhi a lot of hard times during these early basketball podcasts, but it's not a Kawhi thing anymore. It's a league thing.
Yeah.
Like,
It really is. Just pretty much every team does it.
and you got to pay hundreds of dollars to go to an NBA stadium. You know how pissed?
Right.
Like the other night, the Warriors set Steph, Clay, Draymond, and Wiggins for the same game. Do you know how pissed off I would be if I paid $300 to get into a game, and they set all 4 of their 5 starters? I gotta watch bench players.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what was the game the other night? Some kid had flown,
Let's see Jimmy Butler.
to see Jimmy Butler, and then he didn't play.
I saw that.
Some little kid had flown because it was his favorite player.
They flew all the way from Argentina to come see Jimmy play.
Oh, it was Argentina?
That is sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that stings.
Yeah, it's like, I think about it. one time Uncle Derek got me tickets to see T-Mac play in Houston when he lived down there. And you know how heartbroken I would have been if I'd have flown down there and stayed with Uncle D for the weekend, and T-Mac would have set out, not because he was hurt, not because he, got something happen. Well, I needed to rest.
Yeah. Now, I will give credit to Steph Curry. There was a little girl that wanted to see him play, and it was one of his nights to sit out, and he heard about it. And he went over and gave her, merchandise and, visited.
He bought her tickets to another game, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But still, it's a bad look for the
Well, that was one of the things Kobe said. He said, many little kids come, they pay so much money to come watch me play, and I can't just fight through a little nagging injury.
Right.
Yeah, Michael Jordan says the same thing in The Last Dance.
Yep.
There's a line somewhere in there. I just rewatched it a couple weeks ago, and he says, pretty much the same exact thing. He's like, people pay to come see me play, so I go out there and give it my all every game, so they can see me at my best.
I've heard some people talk about what the NBA is thinking about is telling guys they can still do it, but only at home. You can't take rest nights on the road because they only go places once a year.
Yeah.
So if you sit out a home game, a lot of times the home fans are there all the time. They're
season ticket holders and stuff.
Season ticket holders, all that stuff. They get to see you. You get a lot more chances to see them. But if like for us, if we were going to go to Chicago or Oklahoma City to see a game, Curry's only there once a year, and we buy tickets to see Curry play, and he sits out.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing: we're sitting out all these games, and they got rid of the 4 games in 5 nights. They got rid of that. They extended the season out for longer over the year, so they would have less back-to-backs. The All-Star game is not. The All-Star break is not 3 days anymore. It's a week.
Right.
The playoffs, they have at least one night off between every game. Sometimes they have 2 or 3 nights off before a game. How much more rest can you all get?
Yeah. Yeah, the playoff schedule's gotten ridiculous. It's so stretched out.
It gets annoying after the first couple rounds.
It does.
You have to wait so long in between watching playoff games. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's guys, there's no reason in the NBA with all these games that we shouldn't have games every night.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I understand when the Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals, maybe we'll miss some nights here and there because there's only 2 games, and they need travel and stuff like that. But there's no reason in the second round of the playoffs we should have nights where there's no games on.
Yeah. They're putting 2 or 3 nights in between games. It's crazy.
And while we're bitching about the players, just don't even have the All-Star game if this is what we're going to do.
Oh, my goodness,
I haven't watched the All-Star game, if we're being honest, in 3 years.
Yeah, I haven't either.
It's not even worth watching. It's stupid. It's pointless. I don't want to watch. There was one of the podcasts I listened to. It was kind of the perfect comparison. He says if you go into an NBA gym during the summer, when these guys just come in to get an hour workout in to try and stay in shape, they go harder in that workout by themselves just to try and stay in shape a little bit during the summer than they did in that All-Star game.
When those guys meet in LA and play 5-on-5 with each other, all those NBA players, those games that they have on video they're playing harder than they do in the All-Star game.
Oh yeah.
Well, me and one of the guys I work with pulled up the 2000, I think it was 2001 or 2003. I can't remember. So it's Kobe, Vince, T-Mac, Iverson, Duncan, KG, Shaq.
Dirk, probably.
Dirk. So we're talking about the NBA gods all in this era, all going at it. And it's almost the end of the first quarter. It's highlights, so obviously I wasn't watching the whole game. And it's almost the end of the first quarter, and it's 28-24. There's a highlight of KG throwing someone's shit off the backboard, blocking them.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing defense, hard defense. It's hard for them to score. They're going at it. There's one where T-Mac goes up to Yak and Duncan grabs the ball from behind and blocks him out of bounds. They're going at it. And then if you look back the 90s and 80s ones, it's even more aggressive than that.
Well, the thing is with the All-Star game is I don't want you fouling people hard and doing stupid stuff like that. But the way you manage yourself during an All-Star game is you don't play very many minutes because all 12 guys from both teams play. You have 24 guys playing. You don't have to play big minutes. So you play hard for your 12 minutes or whatever. Go on about your night. And even a couple years ago when they first introduced the elam ending or whatever they call it, isn't that what they call it, the elam ending?
It's something, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I paid attention because I was, like, confused about what it was. And that last quarter or whatever where that elam
They
ending...
actually play.
They actually played hard. This year,
Right.
the last couple of years, well, they haven't again. It's just like they don't care. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think football finally got it right. Football just went to the skills, make it a fun weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The flag football wasn't bad.
No, the flag football wasn't bad. That's what they were doing anyway.
Yeah.
So why not
Yeah.
just be real?
They had
Yeah.
some like fun little competitions I saw with the quarterbacks.
Yeah, but
and
I,
stuff.
but I, heard,
They did
but I
more of
heard,
those.
but I heard the skills competition was really stupid this year too. And I always thought the skills competition was a good idea.
You
like
talking
I
about-
was
You know what, the Pro Bowl or the NBA one?
the NBA one.
Oh yeah.
I didn't look.
I didn't like.
I
it.
didn't watch it at the skills.
Yeah,
I mean, I
skills
didn't
were
watch
good.
it either, but I heard they made it really complicated this year and like the players didn't try.
Well,
Mm.
I don't know about it being super complicated. I thought, I mean, there was maybe a little complication to one of them, maybe, but I mean, the Utah team, like Jordan Clarkson had his earrings in, a giant chain on, had his shirt untucked, had like fucking slippers on, and was like walking around. It
Oh,
it
my
wasn't
God.
even a production. Like it was stupid. Like they do one of the skills thing was like, and I think they actually ended up winning, even though
Yeah,
Jordan
Utah
Clarkson
won, yeah.
yeah. Because Kessler, the center, was more skillful than Jordan Clarkson. But anyway, like there was a passing one where like
Mhm.
you get like 2 points for like this target and like 5 for this and like 8 for this, and like one has to be a chest pass, one has to be a bounce pass. They get a full minute to throw as many balls as they can. Jordan Clarkson scored 12 points. Drew Holiday scored like 58 when he did his with the butt. Like he wasn't even trying.
But here's my thing: they ask you if you'll do it before you do it. Just say no if you're gonna go out there
Yeah,
and not
if you're
take
gonna
and
do
not
something
do
like that,
anything.
just
I'm
say
not
no.
saying you got to go balls to the wall, but don't go out there and show everybody up by not even putting out effort and like wearing slippers and stuff.
Yeah. The only reason the Jazz team won because the other two did great, and because the Bucks skills team is pretty much 2 G League players in Drew Holiday. It's the Giannis brother that's actually in the G League, the Giannis brother that should be in the G League, and Drew Holiday, and they couldn't do shit.
Well, Giannis was supposed to do it, but he
He got hurt.
Who was
Yeah.
the third player for Utah?
That's Kessler.
Clarkson and
Oh, the guy they got from it's Sexton.
Oh, Colin Sexton. Yeah.
He did all right. I don't know. It was just off and on. If you could tell certain people were, Clarkson was just a giant turnoff to watch. To be honest, when you have someone who's, I mean, at least pretend to try, like at least jog. Like there was some parts he wasn't even really jogging. Like I don't know. He just Who was the other team? It was
Yeah. I don't even know.
it was the Giannis team, the Jazz,
Yeah.
and the rookie team.
the rookies. Yeah.
Their problem was when it came to the shooting round, they missed I think they made one shot in the entire minute, and it was Paolo, Smith, and
Smith. What's Smith?
or maybe not Smith. The guy from Houston, the guy who came out of Auburn.
Oh, Jabari
It is-
Smith.
It is Smith.
Jabari
Yeah, Jabari
Smith.
Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Smith, Paolo, and I can't remember the third rookie, but they just absolutely they made. I think they made one shot in the shooting skill part.
Mm.
It was bad. But, I mean, I think they were trying. I think they were just cold. It was all a bunch of in and outs and stuff.
All right. Well, is there anything else we need to talk about? We just talked 20 minutes of the All-Star break.
No.
All right. Well, we appreciate you tuning in for this Dallas Mavericks episode. And we would appreciate you tuning in next week for our Denver Nuggets episode, a team that's been around forever. Maybe we'll have some good players. We'll see. And we would appreciate you to comment, email, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.